The population of Niger, the West African country, is 12 million. Nigerian tribes, Hausa, Zurma, Tawarik and Falata, live in peace. They take farming, shepherd and some manual work as career. Living standards are lower to a rock bottom in a way that increases suffering and misery in the world. Niamey, the capital, lays by the Niger river bank, which is called the Big River. Whereas a street passes, smiling streets and neighborhoods, which vary socially in their living standards, appear severely the fact that the city has another face which is more black and its destiny is unknown, awaiting for any signal for a hand to solace and comfort.
I can see that in spite of the organization's help to contain the situation in the Niger last year, without getting ready to face these situations, the tragedy will be worse.
In 2005, when heaven was no longer generous and the powering of rain ceased to come, Niger witnessed the worst human disaster the whole region has ever experienced. Drought was all over the region, which the desert occupies a share of lion. Moreover, Zenda, one of the western provinces, 1,000 kilometers from Niamey, was the most affected areas, where we have found many cases of malnutrition and disease. Human Appeal International centered its activities in the area as the second biggest human organization in Niger. The organization began its work in August 2005. It works in Bakimbirji, Babul, Babulwa and Babambaki centers. The organization targeted 5,000 children out of 7,000 in its plan for this year. The children live in the areas whose people are about 21,000, living in 153 villages. Bakimbirji, which means the Black Hill. Its color is just like its name, and the fortune of its people is unlimited. It occupies the greatest space in Zenda province, which is no longer the capital, and that's because of water shortage. There is a main center for receiving malnutrition accompanied with acute disease cases. The center relieves tens of patients. There are 46 cases which are currently under treatment in the center. The center contains 75 beds and works 24 hours, offers cure as well as 12 meals for a child in accordance to the known diet system. Being in the area qualifies it to present a suitable service to the 150 villages. The total of the acute cases accompanied with diseases that has reached the center between September 2005 to April are up to 757 cases, where the medium cases from November to April are 7,432. The center works to receive the severe malnutrition cases, whether with or without accompanied diseases. On recovery release of cases, the organization carried its plan on at the provision supplying centers, which help children and families to avoid cases relapses. It supports children with complete malnutrition meals. In addition to this, it gives families additional meals, including rice, corn, bean, salt, edible oil, and etc. The cases are distributed into different centers. Babul, 500 cases. Babulwa, 680 cases. Bakimbirji, 246, and Babambaki, 355 cases. Poverty is crushing people there very hard. Mama Abdu has been waiting for 3 days for someone to offer her only $3.50 so as to get into the nearest treatment center. But death was the end of the pain because she was terribly sick. The physician attempts to save her didn't work. She passed away and her parents went home. Her father went back sad and in tears. On his way from the grave, he left that place which even failed to protect Mama's thin body from the excessive coolness. Those were Mama's lost memories before her parents' departure. The forecasting of rain hasn't yet denoted rain. There is no thunders or lightning. Nothing has been issued from weather forecasting about rain powering and how heavy it will be. It's really scaring them. The thirsty are gazing towards unknown horizon. Local authority confirmed that the disaster will exist this year if the rain percentage decreased. Water was a tragic story in these areas. It sinks deeply in the earth, hide behind its rock. The depth of well is more than 8 meters. What on earth can let you know if it might last or not? When it doesn't, people desert it. It's a well with no water and thirsty people looking madly for water to make everything alive. The journey for water is a must for both human and animals. Everyone is equal in this journey. Nothing is final about these villages, but anything sound of the squeaking knob which the animals spill to about 80 meters to bucket of 6 gallons, then distributed to these who have been waiting for so long. Also, they depend on other sources like the Niger River, small lakes, rain and wells. Water is a real suffering added to the everlasting tragic list in Niger. The organization projects in this area have resulted in a new kind of culture. For example, the existence of the organization with residents at Bakenbergi has given it a great role in solving the needs of the area. For example, confronting malnutrition is the first priority. The organization is planning to dig wells, which is regarded one of malnutrition causes besides school causes, health centers, and environmental campaigns and immunization. They resemble the major project and programs of the organization.
If I am asked to describe the human appeal internationally to the first organization who could meet the deteriorating malnutrition situation in the area, this is due to its cooperation and the great efforts it exerts to win people trust.
Human Appeal International is no doubt has inscribed its name on a rocky wall, which includes none but those who work hard. It's inscribing its name on a rocky wall that isn't accessible, but only for those who work hard. Supremacy certificate is never given, but to those who their trace is remarkable and their record is amazing in the field. Thereby, Zinder government has signed Ministry of Health certificate to affirm that Zinder people have seen the hard work being achieved. Of course, there are contacts between the organization and other working organizations in the same field. There remains interval-away flight that is connecting the organization to its message. Nigerians are in a dire need to survive their own soul from misery, suffering and hunger. They are waiting for a comfort, support and solace from their brethren in humanity who are generous, caring and above all human being as Nigerian in a world which people don't care anymore about pain and misery, which should be contained.